Wholeness, balance, and vibration to everyone. Sending much love, honor, and respect to those tuning in to the message today. I wanted to do something different because, I've really been working on my multitasking. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we just have to remember, hey, get it done. So one of the main things that I want to start doing is when I have these times where maybe I'll be waiting on something, or, I'm about to do something and it's just not time yet, that I can actually start doing one of these videos and giving people pointers about how to make real impact in their life. And, just basically getting also and drilling into what's going on a day-to-day basis and what's real. So the first thing that I want to talk about, because this is just all about pointers, this is not me instructing you on how to do something, it's me letting you know exactly what I have to do every single day in order to stay on top of so many different things and have so much knowledge to manage, and how that affects me from day to day, and also my interactions with other people. So one of the main things that I wanted to tell you is that you may want to try, or you should always go manual at times. With the advent of these computers and these cell phones and things, and we lose our writing and motor skills. And then what happens is because there's a powerful connection between our writing, our minds, and how we formulate our words, and even our handwriting, we can lose that connection. So I'm sure that if you've watched your writing, you can see that sometimes you write really well, sometimes it's not as good. And this is all connected with how you feel and how your brain is really working. A lot of people also can attest to that when you write something down, you have a tendency to remember it. So even if someone's dictating to you something, or you're learning some massive knowledge, if you're taking notes, that's how you retain that knowledge. So that's the first thing. Go manual and start writing yourself notes about things that you would swear up and down that you will remember, but sometimes it's important to write it down so you actually do. And the next thing is that, it's time management. Time management is something that I just kind of really got on yesterday, because I was like, I feel like time is going so fast. And, I constantly have been feeling this for like 2 years. And I feel like, things are speeding up. There's so little time to do things. And yesterday, I really just started drilling into it and said, well, how can I install a time management system? And what I came up with is that what it really is that you need to set a schedule. And what I mean by setting a schedule is really being an account of every single moment, because we have to think about it. If time is really the only currency and money is not real, you can't get time back, you can't buy time, then why don't we count time like we count money? Why don't we actually look at time at every single moment, like, what am I supposed to be doing? So what I did was I put the extra effort in going above and beyond my normal schedule, and actually putting more itemization so I can account for the 2-3 hour periods that sometimes seem to get lost. And even today, I found it to be very productive. The next thing is keep mixing it up, meaning that sometimes we can drill into one thing, and I'm the most guilty for something like that, because I'll get into, like, let's say writing a book or writing a manual, and I'll drill it for 8, 9 hours, 10 hours each day, just working to that goal of being complete. But there'll be 1,000 other things that still need to be managed. So what I'll come back to is sometimes, a lot of stuff that's been miskept. So the key to this is start scheduling in those chunks of things that you need to do in like 3 hour periods, but also make sure you mix it up so you don't burn out, and also you don't get behind on other things that you're supposed to do. This also even applies for if you have a job. Like I've already uploaded some things to the site on how to get your phone to read books, so even at certain points where, you got that 15-20 minutes, it's cool to go in on some book that you've been looking to cover, and you just haven't had that time yet. The next thing is that to remember yourself in all of this, because, especially as you start to expand your knowledge, what you have a tendency to do, or I can only speak for myself, what I have a tendency to do is I start to focus so much on the ascension and the descension, the whole process of everyone learning exactly what's above and below, the 180 and the 180, the D and the other side of the D, the complete circle, time, time lords. I get into that so heavy at times. I need to remember that, hey, remember that you're doing this also for yourself, because what happens is if you get into one of these Scorpio moons like we just recently had, and then some troll is coming down on you, on the thing, and somebody is jugging at you and saying something crazy, and then or you have an experience go on with someone that you care about in life, or one of your close friends, because they're becoming moon food. If all that's happening, that you find yourself doing is like just getting pelted, and then you start asking yourself, why am I doing this anyway? Why am I working to assist all these people who are not even showing that they're grateful for it? And you got to check yourself, because you got to remember that, wait a minute, this is not about everyone else. This is about you and your legacy and what you're going to do to expand consciousness worldwide. And then when you do that, you start to really tap back into yourself and say, well, yeah, let me snap out of it, because this is one of the greatest times right now. Like, you have an opportunity to get all these books, get this knowledge, go to this site, go to that site, go talk to different people, jump on a plane. You could do all sorts of stuff, and that's happening right now. So we're not saying that that's always going to be going on. We're saying that, hey, this is the time to get it now. And also, for those that are wondering, why am I dressed like this, is because I'm taking the time that I'm supposed to be going in the gym where the class hasn't started yet, which I'll maybe stretch or something like that, but nothing as powerful as getting on this message with you and giving these pointers. So that's time management. The next thing is that come from the heart. Whatever you're trying to get across to a person, there is this phase, especially in the beginning with the neophyte, where you just want to show everyone that they're wrong about things and that they need to change their minds about what they think they believe in. And then you just go into drilling them. And then what happens is, generally, they get so shocked by what you're telling them, they shut down and they can't accept it. So I think personally, and I've talked about this, that you probably can get through on the Christian a little bit further if you just talk about the diet rather than that, falsehood, external religion that they're engaging in later for that. It's really about, hey, so why do we need to talk about spirituality all the time? Let's talk about this diet, and let's talk about what you're eating, because at the end of the day, it's going to be the filters that they perceive things through, which are clouded by all the different garbage and toxins that they're putting in their system, if they're going to be able to perceive what it is that you're telling them anyway. So save yourself some time, and also allow yourself to come from the heart and really admit that compassion and that love that's going to really be necessary in their transformation. And the last thing is, let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And the other thing about these is I want these to stay short, because people have been getting on me. They're like, man, I tried to ingest one of them 3-hour joints that you had, and I fell asleep, and then I woke back up and it was still playing. Then I had a dream, and everything that I always see in media, it's like, okay, 10 minutes tops. You really want to get it into 3 minutes. Let me get this information. So that's what I have for you today. I'm hoping to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to be managing my time, my energy, and also my being, in order to become what I want to become, not so much as just worried about all the time what everyone else got going on and how they're taking it all in, because they're going to be all right, especially if you are. Wholeness and balanced vibration. I talk to you soon.